Africa's infrastructure networks increasingly lag behind the developed world. That's according to a World Bank report on financing infrastructure. Sanjeev Gupta is Executive Director for Financial Services at the Africa Finance Corporation, AFC. Among others, the AFC is focused on solving the infrastructure needs on the continent. Sanjeev joins us from Lagos in Nigeria. Sanjeev, thank you for joining us. So first, as a Pan-African multilateral development financial institution, what would you say is the current state of infrastructure on the continent, particularly during this period?
The state of the infrastructure on the African continent is something that you don't need data to understand. All you have to do is travel around and look at the airports, the roads, the ports, the situation with the power industry around Africa, and you can see for yourself that we have a huge deficit and it's ever increasing.
So in terms of investment from insurance and pension funds to finance Africa's infrastructure, do you see a huge gap? And if so, how can it be bridged?
The infrastructure gap in actual financial terms in Africa is anywhere between $100 billion just to keep it to its current levels. And in terms of what it's required for it to reach certain averages that the world aspires to, we are looking at $1 trillion+ of investments in infrastructure. Africa's population is very young, and most pension funds in Africa are defined contribution plans. If it's young, it means that your liability profile is over a long time, which means you can invest over the long time. You can have a longer term horizon, which is what infrastructure assets are all about. And secondly, the other factor is that because you are young and you don't have the liquidity requirements, but you do need to make sure that there is an ability for pensions to be paid when it's required, infrastructure assets, if it's structured properly, can create the cash flows that is required to pay for the pensions when it's due.
Now, how can stakeholders navigate infrastructure investment vis-a-vis the new normal post-pandemic?
If at all the pandemic has done anything, I hope what it's done is it's made the world realize that it makes common sense to develop and process goods where they're found in the first place. And that should have a cascading positive effect on infrastructure development in Africa.
Now, you'll be speaking at the opening of the Pension Funds and Alternative Investment 2021 conference. As a sponsor of the virtual event, what do you hope the audience will take away?
Please understand that most pension funds in Africa are defined contribution plans, which means a pension that you get is a function of the investment returns you generated. Nobody's giving you a guaranteed pension fund. So again, therefore, trustees, asset allocation consultants, fund managers, employers have to, by definition, encourage pension funds to go into real assets, which earns real income over time.
It's a pleasure talking to you, Sanjeev. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.